Bro, what is it with everyone going on about waking up early and why waking up at 5 a.m. is going to change your life? Or like Mark Wahlberg talking about waking up at 3:30 a.m. or whatever he does and working out at 4:30 and eating every 2 hours in between, and this guy's up for 20 hours a day and sleeps for 4 hours only. Like, I don't know why that's such a popular trend. Like, everyone's convinced that for some reason, if you're up before the sun, you're gonna be like some better person, or all of a sudden everything you're doing is gonna be like superhuman if you wake up at 6 a.m. instead of like 9. And now, dude, I'm actually someone who can talk about this because I wake up every day at 5:30 a.m. for work. I do that every 5 days a week, Monday to Friday. I wake up at 5:30 a.m. to get ready for work. I start work at 6:30 a.m. And you know what? I've been on this schedule for years, probably a steady 3 years. And I used to start work at 6 and work even further away. So I'd be up at like 4:45, 5 a.m. for work. And let me tell you that waking up early just feels like shit most of the time. I mean, I don't know exactly what it is about getting up that people are convinced is like going to make you so productive or whatever, because it doesn't. Because I wake up every day at this time and I'm just tired, and all I think about from 5:30 to probably 9:30 a.m. is how I would much rather be in bed or go back to sleep. In fact, a lot of the time while I'm at work, I kind of try to operate on like a half awake kind of mode. Like, I sort of, try to walk around and work in like a semi zombie state, trying to let my brain, sleep while I still do work, right? And, I mean, this whole changing your life thing, like, what are you supposed to do? You go to bed at 8 o'clock at night, wake up at 4 in the morning, and take a fucking cold shower or something, and I don't know, eat fucking a mason jar of ashwagandha, and like all of a sudden now you're just a rock star. Like, honestly, I'm almost convinced there's no correlation in getting up early and being like more successful or having like a better all around life. I mean, for me, it's actually funny. It's the exact opposite. The later I'm up, the more productive I feel. Like, okay, for example, right now, it's Friday night while I'm recording this video. It's Friday night, 11:54 p.m. as I'm talking. This morning, I was up at 5:30, and I'm still awake right now, and I still will be awake because once I record this, I'm gonna go play some fucking Call of Duty to throw some footage behind this thing and probably cut this video up a little bit. And man, this is a thing that I'm on every week. Every week, no matter what, when Friday comes around, I am up late again. I don't know why. You would think by now that this schedule would have like worn on me, right? Like, my internal clock would have like, what do you call, I don't know what's the term. Someone remind me what the term is called. Your circadian rhythm, that's what it is. I don't know. Anyways, whatever, regulating my circadian rhythm, right? Whatever the hell. Anyways, you would think by now, because I've been doing this for years, but it doesn't work. It doesn't work. Monday to Friday, I'm up at 5:30. I go to bed at like 11 o'clock at night. And when the weekend rolls around, I am up into the AM. And it's when that AM crosses that all of a sudden I have this boost of like willingness to do stuff, a little bit of motivation. Now, it's funny though, because these are like the same hours that we're talking about people getting up. But the thing is, when you wake up early, typically these people are doing things that are like just starting your day earlier, but like the same order of things. So, what I mean by this is the reason why I feel productive at 3 a.m. is because I've had an entire day of doing shit. Okay. Wake up at 5:30, go to work. I'm home at 3 p.m. I go to the gym, I make dinner, I shower, I do homework or see friends or run errands or the typical stuff you got to do that kind of just eats up your day, including sitting around and doing fuck all. When the night rolls around, and you know that everyone who's been up since you've been up has gone to bed and you're still wired for whatever reason, like this is just me I'm talking about, but when I'm still wired, it feels so insanely productive because it's like the only other thing I'd be doing right now is sleeping. But when you wake up at 3 a.m. instead of being up until 3 a.m. doing something, is you just start your day, whatever the things you were going to be, whatever you were going to do when everyone is already asleep. Okay, so you'd think, okay, so how would you not feel productive when you would just be sleeping right now? Well, it's because you're not doing things that you wouldn't otherwise be doing. Like for me, my day's full of the things I have to do. And then when I stay up late, I get extra stuff done. But when you wake up at 3 a.m., you just eat breakfast or go do all of the things you were going to do anyways, but just earlier. So, and then chances are probably by the time it's like normal time for everyone else, you're just tired as shit because so much is going on and you've already had this full day of like essentially just chores, like exercising and your job and cooking dinner and doing dishes, whatever else you have to do, right? Go shopping or pick up your kid or whatever the fuck, right? So, I don't know, it's crazy, man. I just think it's totally fucking bullshit. Like if you really believe that like just because you got up early you're gonna function better or something like that, like I really think if that's all you're doing, you're just waking up for the sake of just starting your day earlier instead of doing things you wouldn't otherwise be doing at that time. It's pointless. Like you might as well just sleep in and feel rested, right? Like I have never once felt good at 5:30 a.m. and it's insane that like my body at this point my body's forcing me to be in the state that I'm usually in, because even on the weekends I don't naturally wake up early. Like you think I would. You think I would naturally open my eyes at like 6 a.m. I don't. I wake up at like 10 a.m. on a weekend at best, and I probably lie in bed till like 11 or noon most of the time. And then I start doing my stuff just to have Monday come around and get up 5:30 again. And I'll just keep pushing. I do 6 hours of sleep all throughout the week, and then Friday comes around. Right now, like if I were to get up at 5:30, I'm gonna get 5 hours at best, assuming I fall asleep right when I get into bed. And that's not happening. I'm gonna be up till like 2 a.m. probably. So I don't know how that works. How all of a sudden I can do, what is that, 21-hour day or something like that, like, and be completely like ready to roll. Like I could go on a run right now. So I'd be curious to know like what you guys think about the best time to be up and the most productive time to be up. Because it's funny too, I work with one of my coworkers. Me and him operate basically the same schedule but opposite. He is the guy who gets up at 3 a.m. and does all like all the stuff you would normally do in a day before work. But this is why it's crazy for me. This is exactly what I'm trying to get at. So he'll do all this stuff before work because, you know, whatever, no one's around, like the gym's empty or whatever, right? And then he comes to work, but then after work, he just goes to bed because you're so tired. Whereas when I just wake up normal time for work, by the time I'm home from work and I got to do stuff, the doing stuff part is just infinitely ongoing until my motivation runs out, right? Versus it being cut off by like, oh, I got to go to work, and then you spend 8 hours at work. Really, it's 8.5. Really, it's 9.5, including travel and whatever. Of course, you're going to be like, what? You're all of a sudden going to pick up right where you left off 10 hours beforehand, right? And you've been up since 3 a.m. Not really. You'd be like, you know, I think it would be hard to gain the motivation to pick something up versus just go to sleep, because you know you got to get up at 3, versus coming home and having done nothing yet, and now you just get rolling, and then you just keep rolling until you can't roll anymore. And for me, that's when it crosses into the, you know, the night owl type of stuff, like type of hours. Okay, so I don't know, man. I'm curious what you guys think is the best time to be up. I mean, for me, I know that if I didn't have to be on any type of schedule, I would naturally just shift into being a night owl. Most, like 100%. I mean, and I love being up during the day. I get it. Feels good being up in the morning, seeing the sunrise. But you know what's just as nice as a sunrise? A sunset. So teach their own, I guess. But let me know what you guys think. Yeah. Anyways, that's all. Peace.